Alright everyone, back up here on the off-grid property again today. I'm going to do a little video about a project that we have going on. Might be boring, might not, won't know till after I shoot it, but one thing I can tell you is it's windy. Hello everyone, it's Darby of RiverBendSurvival again. Going to give you an update here on the off-grid property about a project we have going on today. Part of a project we have going on today. I'm actually using my truck right now to block the wind. It is, I don't know, probably 20 mile an hour wind blowing out here right now. It is January 30th. The high today is supposed to be 84 degrees. So we kind of like having the breeze. Let me tell you what's going on. We have a drainage problem on our property. We discovered it during the floods last year that everybody heard about in the news in Texas. So we've had to do a couple of things. One of the things that we found out was that the county never connected our drainage ditch because nobody lived out here. So they didn't care if water backed up on the land. The second thing we did was, while they were doing that, we had the county put in a culvert system across our driveway. I'll show you this stuff here in a minute, but I'm trying to avoid the wind noise right now. Next thing that happened is because the way our road cuts across going up our property here, just over time ruts developed, and then Steven with his little four-wheel drive SUV, he would baja through it sometimes. He gets a little excited and put some pretty good ruts. I got stuck once or twice. We had to call the neighbor over with his tractor, and we were both stuck, and he came over with his tractor and got his tractor stuck. So it gets pretty nasty down here. Anyway, I wanted to do this talking so you can hear me clear right now. What I'll do first is I'll get the camera set up again, and I'm going to scan around. I'll be talking then, I'm sure, too, but I'll scan around and I'll show you what our problem is here. Let me get it reset. What you're seeing here, I'll get into the story probably before this clip. This is what neighbors do out in the country out here in our off-grid property. The gentleman on the mower, his name is Eloy. He's our next door neighbor. He saw what we were doing, didn't ask if we needed help, didn't do anything like that. He got on his tractor, put on his maintainer, and drove over here to help us. The guy you see standing over there with the boys, keeping them under control, his name is Richard. Richard lives over where Steven does, which is the guy talking to Eloy on the tractor. And Richard just likes to come out here and help. Gets out of the house. He doesn't have his own property, so he just comes out and does projects out here that we have on our list. It's awesome. It would be next to impossible to do this kind of project with this big of a scope by yourself. The dump truck just left a little bit ago. And we were using our little tractor. I'll show you that here in a few minutes. It was getting the job done, but nothing like a maintainer. Get back with you in a minute. Okay, the wind noise is the wind noise. What I'm filming right now is what I was just shooting the opening clip for. That's the back of my truck. You can see how much lower I am right now. I don't know, 20 steps away. I'm going to rotate 360 degrees. Notice that the entire way around, everything where I'm standing is higher than here. Yep, Stephen just fired up a tractor again. Let me walk over here. Now then, the truck out of the wind. Now then, because everything around us in 360 degrees is higher than us, obviously water seeks its own level. Everything in this whole area drains into this area, into our land. So when the floods came last year, was when we had noticed it. We've been in the middle of a 5-year drought. We didn't notice that we had a problem. What wound up happening is where I was standing at just now, and all the way across this bottom acre, the water was almost, not quite, but almost to my knee. And it stayed that way for weeks. So one day I drive a lot for work. So one day I'm coming from Corpus Christi back here, and I said, well, let me go by and see if any of the water's drained down, get here. And I'm not exaggerating. I wish I'd taken pictures back then. There were ducks living out here. The water had been here so long, it was deep enough that ducks were living, not just visiting, living here. So I'm standing out here on the road. Well, I'm not standing, I'm sitting in my truck 20, 30 yards down the road here. And I noticed there's a berm going all the way across our land. Hold on, Steven's coming. Let me get back to you. Okay, that's taken care of. So, I'm sitting in my truck and I'm looking. I noticed there's a berm running the whole length. Well, I obviously couldn't get up to the buildings up on the land to get a shovel, so I take off. I drive down to hardware store. It's a couple of miles away over this way. Buy a shovel, come back over here. I get down in the ditch and I start digging out that berm. Water starts flowing like there's no tomorrow. I call Stephen. I say, I am the greatest man ever. I have solved our drainage problem. He's like, that's great. Come back out 2 days later, and the drainage ditch is full of water, and our land is still full of water. It had only gone down about that much across this whole section here. It only dropped maybe 6-8 inches. Come to find out, the county never finished the drainage canal going out the other end. It just stops. So the canal, the ditch was full, but it never reached the canal that drained everything off. So our neighbor who lives that way told us about who to call. I had Stephen do it because he's more politically correct than I am and can get stuff done with government people. He got a hold of the drainage district. They came out and said, well, we didn't know anybody was living out here, but we need to fix that. We was like, yeah, you do. So they fixed the drainage ditch. They put tube under the road at the end, a culvert under the road at the end so it goes to the drainage canal. They made our ditch bigger. They put us a caliche entranceway. Now we've had some serious rains, nothing like we did during those floods. We've had some pretty serious rains since then. We have no standing water down here anymore. But we still have a low spot and we still have traction problems, and water does still stand just a little bit down here. So today we had a dump truck come out that was supposed to bring us caliche. For those of you not from Texas or where they use caliche, that's gravel. And what we got at best was 80-20, 80% dirt, 20% caliche. We got ripped off. But by the time he had dumped, we already paid him. He dumped it and he took off. I'll deal with that in my way later. But at least it gave us the stuff to fill in all the ruts, so all of our ruts are filled in and everything now. Let me turn this camera around. It's going to go dead smack into the wind to show you this. if you can still hear me. There's our drainage ditch right there. They dug it all the way out, and it runs all the way down. I can't even see it. Anyway, it runs all the way down that road to that intersection now. So we're a lot better off than we were. Anyway, it's just one of those. It's just one of those things. Turn it back around here, get it out of the wind. It's just one of those. It's just one of those things you have to deal with when. Sorry about that. I don't know what just happened to my camera. A funky white line went across it and the screen changed. Anyway, these are just the kind of things, you know, I get people that ask all the time about the off-grid property and what's going on there. And a lot of people seem interested in it. I tell you the truth, I don't do a lot of videos up here because to me it's pretty boring. I'm told that it is not boring to people that are not doing it, so I'm going to do some more videos up here. We'll see what the response is to it. To me, it's just a lot of work. I love it up here, and I love doing the work up here, but, you know, I just can't foresee anybody wanting to watch a video of me putting up planks on a wall or spreading dirt and gravel in a ditch or digging trenches or those kind of things. I'm told that more people want to see more about it, so I'll try to do more videos. Just being honest with you, the majority of the time when I come up here, I'm not thinking about doing a video. I'm just not. I have a project, I have materials in my truck, I'm coming up to do a job and get things ready for me and my wife to move out here. But I'll do more. But I thought this would be kind of a cool one to start with on this, trying to do more of them. Because, you know, it's not all sitting in a finished cabin in a rocking chair, drinking coffee and looking at the view. We are always working up here. Always, and we're getting help. You know, I shot that clip earlier. We had 2 guys up here that just want to help. We didn't ask them. They just like to come up and do this kind of stuff. And without them, you know, everything's going to take longer. Everything's harder. So, you know, the only thing I would say about doing off-grid is it's a lot more work than most people think it is. Forget the day-to-day things that people always talk about. Well, I got to have my jacuzzi, I got to have satellite TV, I got whatever those things may be. It's just a lot of work. Everything's a little more difficult. You gotta want to be in. You gotta want to be in this. If not, you're just not going to enjoy yourself. And why would anybody do this if you're not going to enjoy it? I love it. My wife loves it up here. Steven loves it up here. His wife loves it up here. His kids adore it. So for us, it's the right decision. Anyway, this video's already running too long. Get out in the dirt, have some fun. Thanks for watching. Bye.